What's up, everybody? Hey, listen, we got the cars pulled out. As you can see, I've got the white car still here, and it is what it is. I'm trying to get rid of it still. I'm thinking about parting it out. Somebody's supposed to pick up the transmission today, and we're going to pick up the 5-lug conversion kit. So we're going to get some parts offloaded. I'm starting to make a little bit of money back, which is cool. And yeah, so today I'm just going to put a new water pump on the motor. I'll show you guys what I did get. I went to Summit Racing yesterday in Arlington, and man, it's badass. If you guys live in the North Texas area, you need to go out there and check it out. It's way cool. But cool front blew in last night. It's nice and chilly. Feels really good in the garage.
Not very good.
So I spent some time cleaning up the floor, getting the oil picked up. But
it's cold.
all right. But I took the thermostat housing off. I wanted to check the thermostat that's in it, and I went ahead and polished it while I was at it on my buffing wheel over there. I'm going to go ahead and put in a Mr. Gasket High Flow here. So we got a Mr. Gasket High Flow 180. This is a pretty quality. This is a $15 thermostat, so this should be good to go. And Summit Racing did not have, in fact, no one has in the area a Ford Racing water pump, but that's okay. So I went ahead and sprung for this GMB. This is a heavy duty or high flow, I guess if you want to call it that. And that thermostat's a high flow thermostat. So this will definitely keep flow through. This is a good looking water pump. And guys, I paid $46. What do you want to fix?
What's this?
Can you fix the engine?
Sure I can.
Okay, great. Okay. If you could just go ahead and pull out the engine out of the 86, that'd be awesome, bud. Go ahead and do that. Just pop the hood and start unbolting.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to take them a while to get the hood open. So this water pump, guys, was $46, and as you can see, the casting on it's pretty awesome. It's really smooth, and the inside burrs it looks like it's been deburred. This is it's a nice looking water pump. So I have zero regrets buying this guy. It came with the gaskets, both the block side and the plate side. So we're gonna get that bolted on today and get the thermostat in. That'll take care of that. And then we're going to flip it over. I'm going to check the oil pan, oil pump drive, oil pump shaft to see if it's hardened. And I think I'm going to leave the oil pump. Now here's the deal, guys. I bought this engine as is. There's no point in spending a ton of money in this thing. Like, really, seriously. I know everyone's going to complain online, and you probably think I'm cutting corners on it, but I'm going to be honest, it's nothing that seriously needs to be changed. There's ARP bolts in it. I know studs have better clamping force. Truth is, if you do these right and you torque them right, they'll be fine. I may check the torque on them, you know, just make sure everything, loosen them up, re-torque them down, make sure everything is torqued to spec, make sure there's moly, lube on the threads so that it torques correctly. Oil pan wise, I think it's going to be fine. I'm not spinning this guy to the moon. I'm not going to be going crazy with it. I know this motor ran. I know the guy who built it, from what I could tell, has done a pretty good job with it. So, in my opinion, there's no really reason to over-engineer and redo what's already been done. So, yeah, let's get the water pump in.
Just looking for a light pot. Or just make it faster like a big Lego.
I'm just going to change the water pump. It is like a big Lego though, buddy.
And you're making it faster?
Well, it's already going to be pretty fast. Okay, so now those are loose. We take the pump back. I'm going to pull it back off.
Wow, we're doing some big boy. Look, Emmett. Yeah, big boy work today.
Big boy work?
Look, here's screwdrivers. One on the end so you don't need to do it. Oh, this is a nice screwdriver.
That is a screwdriver. Angle one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's nice, Daddy. So you ready to clean some? That's why you needed the whole damn screwdriver.
Yeah.
That's what I needed.
pump pulley off. Boop. Pull that off. Pull it straight out. There you go. Nice light aluminum. That's kind of cool. Too bad underdrive.
You know all about engines, and I don't.
Well, you know what?
What?
Good thing you got me. I can teach you. All right. Well, you know what this is? What's this? Because I bought a new one. Remember? Remember I told you what it was?
Lens cap.
Huh?
Lens cap.
Lens cap. That's a camera part, dude. This is a water pump.
Oh,
It takes water from the radiator. It sucks it in and then pushes it through the motor and it comes out here, bud. So water comes in here. Listen, water comes in there.
Huh?
Comes out here into the radiator.
What's
Gets cool. Goes back in. I'll fail. To the motor. Pretty cool.
What's this?
What? Those are the heater hoses. This goes to the heater in the cab, so we get hot air when it's cold outside.
What's cool outside right now?
I know. Water pump.
I'm not the boss.
Yeah, this is in bad shape.
I'm
But that's okay. All I'm gonna do, buddy, is use it. Ooh, listen to it. This needs to be trashed. I don't even know why I've got it. All right, look.
Look at this one.
We're gonna leave that right there on the ground.
This doesn't make any sound.
I'm gonna take these bolts. See, buddy, look. I'm gonna put these bolts here. Just take that out if you want. Now, Connor, listen to me. I'm putting these in here, but I want you to leave those in there, okay? Don't take those out, because that's telling me what bowl and where, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, buddy. That's right. There you go. That's it, bud.
I'm doing it.
There you are. Keep going. Taking the bolt out. Okay, now we get the rest with our fingers, I think. Good job.
I don't need this. I need this.
Yeah, that's a way cooler tool. Alright, buds. Come down here.
Huh?
Come down here.
Oh, it's not.
Ooh, nasty. Can you stick that right there?
It goes good. Get this out of my hand.
Oh, Connor. It's not dirty. Okay. Alright, guys. Water pumps nasties. Ooh. Yes. The old water pumps is out.
You know, that voice is Mr. Weenies.
Mr. Weenies. We got water pumps everywhere. Oh no.
Good daddy.
Alright, let's clean that up a little bit, bud. Okay guys, I just took some brake clean and cleaned up the backing plate on it, and wanted to check it out, check out the impeller, and it looks pretty nice, large impeller. So I'm gonna probably wipe some of this stuff off here and start getting to work on putting it together. This is just the stuff they put on to keep it from rusting. Also, while I was out, I decided to go ahead and clean up the bolts on the wire wheel, put a new coat of black on. This is for the timing pointer. And I put this guy on the wire wheel and kind of give it a new paint job. So this looked pretty rusty and nasty. So it went right there, of course. But the water pump area is pretty clean. I'm going to do some more cleaning on it. And then we'll put a little bit of tacks of silicone here just to hold the gasket in place, and we'll tighten everything down. But I think I'm going to get a new set of bolts too. I need to clean these out because it looks pretty nasty. So still got some work to do.
Okay, Daddy, it's on video.
Hey everybody! I am masking off the front so I can actually paint this timing cover because it looks bad. I got me a new video cameraman. Woohoo! His name is Connor.
That's me.
It's getting a little shaky.
I did not. I'm just gonna walk this for a minute. Okay, it's pointing at the engine and you.
Perfect.
And a tippy.
And a Skippy. Peanut butter ball. So I'm going to mask this here. I don't want to get paint on all this stuff, but it's nice. So I'm going to cover it up with a glove.
It's videotape you. It's on the video.
That's fine, bud.
Talk to it. Just
Talk to it. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Hey.
just do like you used to do on videos. Sitting on the computer. Do that.
Alright, well, all I'm doing is masking the car with my helper here. I'm just going to shoot some of these areas that's flaking off with some quick black paint. And I don't want to get paint on the distributor.
Just talk to your dad with a normal video.
Yeah, bud. There's nothing to talk about. Because all I'm doing is doing a really fair job of masking this.
Okay, Dad, it's on your
It's on? Oh, good.
prototype.
Let's put some thread sealant on. I'm putting the pointer back on that we painted. Pull the tape off. Nothing huge, nothing major, guys. Just kind of making it a little bit nicer. I do think we got to replace this idler pulley because that is what you're going to hear in the car. So you don't want to hear that grinding. So we need to get a new pulley for this. I think the tension on it
And
is fine.
And
Pulley's
the
not.
Mustang has a flat tire.
Yeah! The Mustang's got a flat tire. I rolled it out, we hit a nail, little baby brad nail, so now my Mustang's got a flat in the back. We gotta pull the tire off today and go get it repaired.
I never seen flats in a long time. Whoa, I never seen flats in a long time, Dad. Have you?
Not like that. Not on my new Mustang wheels. I got my flat fixed. NTP did it for free. That was really cool of them. So they got me fixed up in a couple hours. I'm gonna bolt it on real quick. It's one thing done today. Okay, so like fast forward 4 hours or so in the day, and got the tire fixed, got it back on, so it rolls again. That's good. And went to Summit. Had to run a bunch of errands today, but anyways, went to Summit to get an idler pulley, and I think I went a little overboard on the pulley. Summit Racing in Arlington is way too damn convenient. But anyways, I got a nice Steeda billet one. So I'll get that bolted on. That should last for as long as I have the car, hopefully. And it will look good since it is on top of the motor. You can see it. So let's check this out. Let's get it put on. I always forget these are reverse thread, guys. Yeah. Okay, got the new outer pulley on, so it's a nice piece. Should get the other ones to match, that'd be really cool. But anyways, trying to get the water pump on now. Okay, got the new outer pulley on, so it's a nice piece. Should get the other ones to match, that'd be really cool. But anyways, trying to get the water pump on now. Everybody has their own method in how they install these. These are supposed to be put on dry a lot of times. The Felpro ones are a little bit better. This is just your standard gasket type, so I'm actually going to put a thin layer of the gray stuff on it. It's a non-hardening. It's a good sealant, I think, for thermostats and for water pumps. So all I'm doing is going to coat a really thin layer on it on the back side, so it holds up to the to the engine. And I'll probably put a small layer on the front as well. And then we'll go ahead and get the water pump installed. Just like that. So I left it bare. I think it actually looks pretty nice. The bare housing looks good, looks clean. I don't want to paint it. It'll just chip and look nasty anyway. So I like the raw aluminum. We're gonna keep it. We need to bolt these down at 13 pounds. So I got my little torque wrench here. Just gonna make sure I get these down at just.
I'm gonna go back on the last day. Here you love. I'm gonna go back in last. I'm gonna go back in last.
Okay, that's about 15. Okay guys, it's not rocket science. I'm not a fan of the bolts. Like I said, I want to get these replaced. In fact, I know there's a stud that goes in this one too. I'll need 2 studs here for the AC bracket. So these bolts really aren't going to cut it. In fact, these are just random replacement bolts, but they're torqued down. Once everything's tight, everything, the sealant's sealed on it, we should be good to go. What I like to do is actually cap it and fill the water pump up with water tomorrow once it's sealed up to make sure there's no leaks anywhere. You can fill it up from the heater hoses and cap the bottom here. Just let it fill up with water and make sure that it doesn't have any leaks. So that way we'll know before it gets in the motor. Now, I know a lot of guys are going to critique my torque wrench method, but I know that it's, you know, it's a way for me to tell. I've done this so many times, guys. I guess you can tell how tight it is. You don't want to over tighten these water pump bolts, but you also don't want it too loose. If it's too loose, then these gaskets aren't going to seal and everything's going to leak. So I also installed the front gasket dry between the water pump and the plate, and I just put a little bit of sealant. I probably put too much sealant on the backside here. The ones around the ports are always a good idea, I think. My camera's cutting out, sorry, when I was actually doing the pump here. But yeah, I mean, looks good, and water pump's installed. Hopefully it works well. So with the thermostat housing put on, new thermostat put in, and it'll be one step closer, I guess. I'm going to take a second to talk about the thermostat orientation. So you guys have done this before, you know which way it goes. This one is clearly marked right here towards radiator this way. So this points like this, sorry, towards the radiator. And this part goes inside the thermostat housing. So if you look at it, it would go in like this, So that's got the arrow pointing towards the radiator, and the larger part goes towards the engine. So a lot of times people say the spring part will go towards the engine. That actually is the spring part. If you don't have a high flow Mr. Gasket thermostat like this, the spring part would be right here, and you can actually see the spring inside of there, but the spring would go back that way towards the engine. That's another way to know. So when you install this, it's going to go in like that. You want to put a little bead of silicone in here, RTV sealant, and you want to put it in like this, and then the gasket's going to go over it, and everything's going to sandwich together like that. So before I put this in, I do what I always do. I'm going to go put this in the kitchen and test it. This is supposed to open at 180 degrees. I never put a thermostat in the engine without testing it first, so I'm going to go inside, test it before I come out here and bolt it on. So this is actually specific water pump and thermostat housing gasket maker. RTV silicone. Go ahead and just put a pretty decent bead on it here. If I can. It's clogged. I hate when that happens. Alright. Get a drill bit, open it out here a little bit. Okay, and remember that this side goes towards the radiator, which is going to be towards the front of the housing here. This way. Okay. And I like to put a little bit on the outside here. This is probably way overkill, but I hate thermostat leaks. I don't like any leaks of any kind, but okay. The gasket, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit around the water pump, the heater here. That. So that's going to be a bitch to clean off, but it will seal it. And the battery died on the camera again. So actually I ran out of space, but I'm calling it a night, guys. Got the thermostat in, got the bolts cleaned and painted on it. Didn't bother with the bolts on this because I need to replace them. I need to get the stud kit for it, and actually the AC bolts go here, here, and I think there's even one. Yeah, this one right here. So that one stays, and then these two right here are actually studs to hold the AC bracket. So most of the water pump's going to get hidden anyways. But starting to look better, and I'm going to get those bolts on order, clean those up, and we should be one step closer. So sorry that was kind of a boring video, but we did get the water pump on, got the thermostat, and I sold a bunch of parts. So a guy came out, picked up the transmission, had a guy tonight come out and get the interior out of the 89, and we had a guy come out and pick up the headers. And tomorrow morning, a guy's picking up the 5-load kit, and I think there's a guy coming out to pick up a hood. And the same gentleman that came out to pick up the interior wants the mass air harness, and he also wants the side windows. So I hate parting that car out, but I got to do what I got to do, guys. No one's buying it as is, and I'm going to be able to make my money back parting it out. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to part the car. Man, it hurts to do that. It really does, because that car is solid, and it's a good Mustang. But it is what it is, guys. I've got to make money back, and it's just the nature of the game. If I want to play, I've got to do what I got to do to get my money back. And You know, there's guys out there cutting up 20,000 mile original box body cars and mini tubbing them and racing them, and there's guys like me taking in parts cars and parting them out all over the place. So don't hate. It does hurt inside, man. I do love these cars, and it is what it is. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here because I've made way too much video, and it has been out here all day. Really didn't do anything on the engine like I expected because I was wheeling and dealing these parts, running around getting the tire fixed, running to some out of the pulley, and yeah. But you know what? Looking at the motor, I'm gonna pull the intake, I think, and at least get it painted and cleaned up. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not that concerned about it, guys. It's not a show car. The engine looks pretty good as it is. The overdrive pulleys are going to have to go. I guess. I don't know. I may run them, and you know what? If I have charging problems, I'll know exactly what it is, and I'll switch them out. So it's not that big of a deal. I'm not sweating over it. I'm definitely not losing any sleep over it. I'm happy to have the engine, and I'm happy to start to get started on it to get in the old 86, guys. So thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.